Hi guys, King Jad here. Welcome to me doing another video and a deep dive into DSP's financial history and try and break down what some things could have happened and just basically trying to understand what was going on in Phil's life relating to his money and like why he might have done some of the things he done. This is actually going to be quite a vague video. It's going to have detail to it, but I'm not going to be able to break down specific moments because what I've done is I took Piece amazing tips tracker here, right? Specifically in the bank leaks, and I made my own little Google Docs spreadsheet, which is a lot more basic. And this is an incredible amount of detail, which is a lot to take in. But I thought let's just try and simplify things a little bit for simple-minded people like me, and just kind of see how much Phil made on Twitch, YouTube, random credits, which are probably mainly tips, and also other sources of income like the COVID stimulus check or just random mobile banking deposits. Total up all his income per month, how much that totaled to from the bank leaks, obviously, over the time, and also the monthly bills he had that all the money went out to, all the things he spent money on that month, compared to money coming in, money going out. And just for fun, I added an extra column for microtransactions where I kind of, it's one of those hypotheticals if Phil had not been spending all his money on iTunes, microtransactions, what would have actually been his leftover money for the month. So it's a kind of, it's an interesting little video, I think, in that regard. But it's like things I could have done where I wasn't sure whether it was including normal bills. I do even define normal bills, and of course it fluctuates all the time as well. Not all of them, of course. Some are kind of set in stone, like the utilities are usually set in stone, and the federal taxes he's got to pay, everything else. But groceries fluctuates quite a bit. He spends like 1,000 per month easily. Sometimes it's under, sometimes it's over by a bit. The thing though that he has spent more money on than anything else in the last between March 2020 and August 2021, there's me trying to avoid some quick math to count the number of months is. Like it's like 18 months. So in between 18 months, the thing he spent the most money on, without a doubt, is microtransactions. We can actually see that if we go to the bottom of the tips tracker here on the bank weeks, where he's actually combined everything. Yep, the mortgage payments, $33,000. Microtransactions, $44,000. Federal taxes, $26,000. That's what I'm saying though, the most he spent is on microtransactions, so I thought it was the best thing to look at, where I was thinking, if he did not spend, and obviously you need to spend money on your mortgage, you need to spend money on your federal taxes, you do not need to spend money on microtransactions, which is why I thought it made the most sense to include this column in my own little DAS spreadsheet to think of where Phil could have been if he had not spent all the money on damn microtransactions. And I didn't include everything. There was some figures for September. I did not include September because it wasn't a full month. We didn't get any indication of the total amount of credits Phil got. There was no sign of his YouTube payment either. So I just completely left September out of 2021 since the month was incomplete. I just wanted to have focus on full month's worth of income. So a couple of things that are interesting to stand out. I think it's hard to kind of know where to begin with. You know what I mean? There's a lot of even though condensed all here, and it's still a lot to take in. But I tried to mark everything in red, which were the debits and also the totals as well. So the total income just from sheer money coming in the way adds up from March 2020 to August 2021. Almost $186,000, which is an insane amount of money. But look at his monthly spending. 186,000. It's almost $187,000. It's quite an incredible amount of money going out the way from all his spending habits. In some months, obviously, this is a total. Obviously, this is what he's left with after everything. This is a total. This is a total basically everything that went anyway. So all his incoming and all his outgoing, this is what he's left with, either green for profit or red for a loss. And you can see he's had some really bad months actually, even though he said all his money coming in. His spending is just out of control. And sometimes it's to do with microtransactions, but sometimes it's not the whole story either. That's what I found most interesting. Sometimes it's not just microtransactions. And maybe it's something we can even look at the bank leaks for to try and break it down even more. Like why is, I mean, this is the most interesting one I think of all. June 2020, even if you do not take into account microtransactions, if he had not spent any money at all on microtransactions in June 2020, he still would have been down $1,000. This is probably partially because it actually wasn't a hugely successful month for him on both platforms of YouTube and Twitch. So Twitch, he got about 4,000, which is decent. And also the money from YouTube was decent. But the problem also is that he spent in like $10,000 in outgoings. So if we go back to the June 2020, we can actually have a little swatch at June and try and understand what the fuck went on. So here's June here. 3,000 straight away, federal taxes, mortgage payments, almost 5,000 altogether. So what's caused all this? So needs review, $240 needs reviews. Let's just trigger the things that are actually necessary. Gaming expenses, just not even. The groceries, $207 on groceries. Is that even? That's actually decent, kind of, I think, for him. Isn't it? Because I think if you look down further, groceries grows exponentially more and more. Jesus Christ, it does as well. Look how bad groceries gets. That's incredible. So what the hell did he spend all his money on in June? That's what I'm trying to understand here. We'll just ignore gaming expenses. Health insurance, $601. That's probably a sore one. Internet, mortgage payments. That's what I'm saying. No, literally, he couldn't. So $8,429 is what I've got there for the kind of necessary things. It needs review. Who knows what they are? Obviously, we don't know what they are, so it needs reviewed. Alcohol ignored. So that's only $45 though. $55 entertainment. About $90 for gaming expenses. And it's like pet expenses, like up to 120. Retail's 100, $120, $130 you can ignore. So he's still going to in the red regardless. That is a bad month for him, but I'm trying. I always like to believe and understand that Phil's bills. Didn't mean to just became whatever. Phil's bills I thought were about between $5,000 and $7,000. So for whatever reason, this is higher than usual. This is $8,500 almost, and why? Is it usually about $8,500? Was it a one-off? Was it a strange? Just a wee quirk or whatever? Was it just through I don't know, accounting fees? Could it just be the accounting fees? Because it doesn't happen all the time, does it? Yeah, accounting fees. It does happen sometimes, I guess. So sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's just incredible. It's just to try and understand why was it such a bad month for him in June. Maybe it's just because of the income. I don't know. It could possibly just because even though he was doing okay, he was making decent money, but it wasn't decent enough for him for his lifestyle that he leads. And I don't know. It's just, to me, I find it fascinating to try and break down his finances. The amount of money that he has, and he still finds a way to make sure it's not enough, just because of the lifestyle he leads. Now, the average person, if they were earning $8,000, we'll take Phil's lowest month, right? We'll go to April, $6,590 in a single month. For a lot of people, that's manageable. That's easily manageable. And hell, for Phil, if he didn't do microtransactions, he would have found it very manageable as well, because he would have had over $1,600, almost $1,700 left over. But he had to just spend money on microtransactions, so that's microtransactions, and that's what I was left with. It's just, I don't know, it's incredible to think of what Phil does to himself and why. Obviously, there's some necessary spending in there. And I could break it down one time in the future, include it in a spreadsheet for all the necessary bills. There's obviously some bills that he doesn't need. Entertainment, you can argue the restaurants and not shit DoorDash. All that nonsense can get categorised as well and included in here as being unnecessary expenses, and seeing how much he could have been left over with if he hadn't been so impulsive with his money. But I just think it could be a case of Phil was just doing not as well then as he is now, because if we also break it down, if we look to March, his income up till August, the total there between March and August is just under 50,000. You can see down here, 49,595. Now, if we do March to August over here, that changes quite a lot to 68,905. So in the space of a year, it's like he's gotten a pay rise of about $18,000. Just because he's getting more support on all these platforms. And even though he got booted off Twitch and he stopped getting Twitch money, as you can see here, no more Twitch payments came in after May, June, July, August. It's zero. Just YouTube replaced it. No, it replaced it. Kind of. Did it totally replace it? Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess it did. He kept pushing for tips harder as well, although there's a lot of unexplained credits here. That's what I'm saying. He's seen this happen in June. Makes me think he has a lot more money in his PayPal than he's led on. I don't know. It's kind of weird. This is the note from Piece of Pieces tracker for this income, for this one particular credit. That's a very interesting credit. It's a large credit. So it's more than his damn YouTube payment that month. Although he just kind of not long started doing YouTube again. It's like he was a month into it or so. I don't know. I just think it's a fascinating look into his financials and how he spends money, and it's just actually breaking it down. Some people, there was actually somebody earlier on tonight. This is the 16th of November. Somebody in Phil's chat asked him, "Do you really earn 13k a month?" And he got banned. Straight away banned. Phil didn't even acknowledge it, however, just banned. The fact is, though, it does earn sometimes more than that. You can see here, it's on paper. There's evidence here. It's happened 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It's happened. He's earned over 13k in a single month. And the fact is as well that Phil is, I mean, as I'm saying, look at the clearing figure here. You know, I mean, sometimes he's in the red. That is purely down to microtransactions. Of course, the longer the time goes on and the more time passes on when I make these videos, the more outdated this information will be. It's now November 2021. The bank leaks obviously stopped from up till September 2021. So the spending habits of Phil will likely change. You know, it's probably changed now, for as far as we know. He's probably done things to try and tweak how he spends things here and there. We know that also we can keep an eye on WWE champions. We see if he's still a VIP member. We see how many, you know, what's his roster size like, if he's got any new zombie Hogans and all that crap. But the fact of the matter is, if Phil had not spent money on microtransactions between October, we'll just call it a year, I guess. We'll go from September to August, that's 12 months. This figure here, he's actually a negative value of $723. If microtransactions were not in his life and he just saved that money, he'd have over $32,000 instead. So that's a simple fact of the matter. Obviously, it's not as simple as just saying, "Oh, he would not have spent that money." He probably would have found some way to have spent that money, but it just shows that this is money he purposefully, knowingly wanted to use on microtransactions. And if he had not done it at all, and if he just put it in a savings account instead, every time he wanted to do a pull on WWE Champions, imagine me just setting that to a savings account instead. After a year, he would have had $32,060.52. Easily enough for, well, fucking wherever you want, practically. That's a good deposit for some people. That's a dream vacation, a dream honeymoon. That's like a fucking proper wedding. Or part of a wedding, anyway, I don't know. But you get what I'm saying though. Phil is his own worst enemy when it comes to his own finances. Also, he's making good money. He does well fleecing the pay piggies for tips and cheers and all that shit, and he's pushing all this. But his outcomes as well are still quite a lot, and obviously a lot of it is fueled by the microtransactions, this addiction he's got to just using that. If he didn't use that, obviously he'd been in a far rosier position, but Phil has that strange mentality where he feels like he has to spend the money that he has. It's there. He said it himself. It's not there to be saved, it's there to be spent. And some people have that mentality where they find it hard to hold on to money. It's actually quite a common problem, I think, where people just find it hard to save. It's a life skill I think they should really be kind of encouraged in schools more. It's like it's just kind of bordering on like this is branching into different subjects and topics, whatever. But I think I would have appreciated in school, for me personally, the kind of lessons like how to properly save your money, whatever, and the kind of life skills. They're busy teaching you about fucking algebra and all that. It's like, hang on, how about you teach us how to maybe make the most of our money rather than just counting up what this sum is, that sum, that. It's just, I don't know, that's a completely different tangent, whatever, and every place will have a different kind of education system and how they teach that shit. But if Phil, the valedictorian, had not spent all that money in microtransactions, he would have been in a far better position. This would be his profit. If I didn't use that at all, he'd be 43k up. Just in, that's net, that's after everything. That is after his bills. This figure here is if Phil had not spent a penny on microtransactions and put in a savings account, he would have had this number here, and that's only from March 2020 to August 2021. Instead, we've actually gotten, this is his total. This is everything that came in and everything that went out, including microtransactions, has left him with a negative value of almost $1,000. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's still a lot of question marks over where some of this money is coming from. There's a few strange ones, as I said. These 2 times mobile banking deposits in March 2020, which repeated in March 2021. It's the exact same kind of thing. March 2021, 2 times 1,000 mobile banking deposits, as well as this 1,400 COVID stimulus check. This might be from PayPal. That's a good guess as well. These are very random credits coming in, and it could very well be from PayPal. Let's have a quick check of September. Sorry, bear with me while I scroll all the way down to September for the last bit of information for the. Sorry, guys. I did neglect the September for a reason, as you know, because I wasn't a fully completed month. But I kind of wanted to see if I had similar credits as well for September 2021, with also the same kind of note on it saying it could be related to PayPal, just transferring it in. But yeah, here we go. September. Yeah, he's got. So let's just do a quick check out. So as I said, there's no credits for YouTube. It's too early. It cuts off before anything can be done about it. It's just a normal CAD tips, it looks like. It's another, $2,395. And as usual, tons of microtransactions. Tons of them, man. Crazy, man. It's crazy. So these are debits going into PayPal, so we can. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy what he does. I don't know. He's his own worst enemy. He really is his own worst enemy. That's what I'm saying though. Savings account could have looked like that instead of that if only he'd stopped using them. I don't know. But I'm going to end things there, but I'm going to have a spreadsheet saved. If you want to see more added to it, if you want to try and see me try something else or look at something else, include other kind of figures to break down these all this information, try and condense it a bit more, just let me know. I'm not great with numbers. I just winged it, but I know it does make up. I went and checked it beforehand, and all the credits, here add up to everything. It was on the bank weeks, so I've not missed anything in that regard. But yeah, if you want to see anything else added to it, just let me know. But that's been King Jad. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.